Hey everyone, so the first thing I'm doing is applying some eyeshadow primer. I'm sweeping this all over the eye area, anywhere that I'll be applying eyeshadow, because it's going to help the shadows last all day long and show up true to colour. I thought I'd bust out this palette again. I've already done a couple of looks with the Naked Cherry palette, but sure, what's one more? It has just a selection of gorgeous pink and purple tones that are perfect for the occasion. So I'm beginning with the eyeshadow Bing, which is a warm berry shade, and I'm starting by mapping out the shape of my shadow. So I'm drawing a line from the outer corner of my eye using the tail of my brow as a guide. You could even start from the lower lash line and pull the shadow out from there. It's all going to be connected in the end anyway, so whatever is handiest for you. Then I'm switching to a fluffy blending brush and I'm starting by tapping this colour down on the outer third of the lid, and I'm applying it at an angle, as you can see. So I just applied that line down first so I could use it as a guide, so I know not to blend my shadows out past that point, and I can get that elongated look to my shadows now that bit more effortlessly. I'm taking that shadow across into the crease now, and each time I go back and forward, I'm gradually moving my brush upwards in the crease, so up towards the brow bone to fade out that shadow. And I like to use a mix of circular and windshield wiper motions to blend out the shadow, and this is literally one application of the eyeshadow. I'm still working with the same amount that I picked up the first time. So now I've loaded up my brush again, I'm reapplying just to build up the intensity, and I'm using circular motions and focusing the shadow initially on the outer V of the eye. Then I'm sweeping what's left on my brush across into the crease. Next then I'm taking Devilish, which is a medium plum shadow and it's matte like the last. I've just picked this up with a fluffy blending brush, and like before I'm patting this shadow down at an angle on the outer portion of the eye. So the difference between the application of this shadow and the last is that I'm just focusing this eyeshadow on the outer V of the eye only. I just want the darkness and depth to that outer corner. Now I'm taking the shade Privacy, which is a deep plum toned brown, and because it's the darkest shadow in the palette, I'm swapping my fluffy brush for a smaller, more precise brush. I'm pressing and patting this shadow down on the outer portion of my eye from the lash line, and then gradually up into the crease, only on that outer portion again, just focusing on the outer V of the eye. Moving down to the lower lash line, I'm just repeating the process. I'm beginning with the shadow Bing. I'm using a small bullet shaped brush to carefully sweep that eyeshadow from outer to inner corner. Next then I'm taking the eyeshadow Devilish and I'm deepening up the look with this shadow like I've done above. Same rule applies here. I'm just focusing it mainly on the outer third of the lower lash line, and then I'm switching to that small definer brush and I'm using Privacy just on the outer portion of the eye as well, making sure to connect the shadow with the shadow above. I'm just sweeping it from lower to upper lash line, making sure everything is nice and blended before I move on to black. Now I'm taking the Essence Metal Shock Liquid Shadow. I love these. I have them in a few colours. They really just amp up a makeup look with little effort required. They enable you to have a really nice glitzy metallic look to the eyes without the mess of pigments or glitters. A few swipes of this across the lid and you're good to go. So I just like to add it in a couple of layers until I get the level of sparkle that I desire. Next then I'm taking the shade Young Love, which is a nice pinky toned metallic shade, and I'm using this to give that liquid eyeshadow some more dimension. So I'm just patting this down towards the outer third of the eye and I'm overlapping it with the liquid shadow. So a flat C-shaped brush like this and pressing motions will minimise fallout. Now I'm taking the eyeshadow Drunk Dial, which is a deeper metallic plum shade, and I'm picking up some of this again on my flat C-shaped brush. I'm tapping it right down next to the shade that I just applied, overlapping it ever so slightly so that we don't see where one shadow starts and another ends. Onto black now. This is Corrupt by Makeup Geek, and I've just picked up some of this on a small pencil brush, and I'm beginning by pressing and sweeping that into the lashes, then moving up onto the lid, all the while focusing it mainly on that outer portion of the eye. So I work with black in stages. I like to pick up a little on my brush at a time, apply and blend, and then reapply and blend, and each time just focusing on applying the shadow in a V on the outer corner. When I'm winging out the shadow to help elongate the eyes, I focus on a V shape, and when I'm rounding the look off, I make a C shape on that outer corner. So now to keep up with that pinky kind of romantic theme, I'm taking the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in the shade Love Drug, and I'm adding this to the upper and lower waterline. Then I'm taking an angled brush and I'm tapping it down in some black eyeshadow, and then I'm pressing this right underneath the lashes along the lower third of the eye, and then I'm sweeping it up on the outer third of the upper lash line too. So having the light colours to the inner part of the eye and the darker to the outer is going to give a nice lift to the eyes. Then I'm just switching again back to that definer brush, and I'm using this to smudge out the black eyeshadow so there's no harsh lines. Then I'm taking the shadow hotspot. Now I have enough sparkle on the eyes, so I'm literally just using this to add a brightening effect to the tear duct and under the brow bone as well. It's still highlighting those areas, but it's doing so without adding any shimmer. Finally then I'm adding some of the SoSu lashes, and then I'm using the Mega Length Mascara by Wet n Wild to blend my own lashes in with the false ones, and then that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful. I hope you enjoy Valentine's Day if you are wearing this look for that occasion, and if not, just have a lovely Valentine's Day anyway, whatever you're doing. So I will chat to you all very soon.